All right, we're live now, man. We're live now. How's it going up there in Alaska, buddy?
It's good. It's good. We got it. It's thawing out up here, dealing with the dust and the mud. And
Yeah, yeah. I haven't been to Alaska yet, but I wanted to go there sometime.
oh,
Yeah,
you have to.
yeah,
It's beautiful.
yeah,
I really
yeah.
love
What part? Yeah, what part of Alaska are you in again?
I'm in the Matsu Valley, a town called Houston, about 15 miles north of Wasilla.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good. So that's like the central plain of Alaska, correct?
It's kind of you're coming out of Anchorage. You go to Wasilla, then you cut a little bit, west, and then go straight north towards Fairbanks. And we're right where you turn straight north. We got an ice cream stand, a Three Bears gas station.
Okay. Okay, yeah. I'm in Iowa, so yeah. I'm a country boy, so yeah. We're not all corn people, but I love the country and everything.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I see your thing. I spent a little time in my youth in Indianola, Iowa.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
We have good fishing out here in Iowa. And
No
how
doubt
do you?
about it.
I hear you guys up in Alaska have amazing fishing.
Oh yeah, and it's all on where you go. I have the Little Sioux. I can head over anytime and do some trout fishing and put emphasis salmon. Or runs aren't that well for salmon anymore, but we still got a lot of good trout. And
Yeah,
you can go off and go all around to different rivers and find great fishing.
Yeah, I've only caught one trout in my life, but that was just by accident because I was fishing for carp and catfish, and I accidentally just hooked one. So yeah.
Nice. Well, that's my wife has outdone me so on the trout thing. So
no one outfished me. No one will ever outfish me. Not when I was a little kid, I got outfished, but not anymore. I do not get outfished for any reason. Yeah.
Well, see, I lived out west. I lived out in the bush, out amongst native villages. So I've been outfished all my life. I showed up outfished.
Been fishing all my life too, man. Yeah. But carp and catfish are my favorite thing to catch.
Awesome. Nice.
Yeah. And unlike a lot of people, I actually eat the carp. I don't care what people think. I eat them.
We eat what we kill. I mean, if it's bear, if it's, moose, caribou, if it's small game, ptarmigan, grouse, man, rabbits. Oh yeah, you got to eat it. That's what it's there for.
Yeah, like it's the natural cycle of life. There's predators and prey. That's just how life is.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Can you explain to my audience who you are, please?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm Bob Lyons. I started running for Congress up here in Alaska against Don Young about 6 months ago. Don put in some bad votes. I got fired over the mandates and was really upset. Some other things happened in my life too that are kind of in my platform. But I got fired over the mandates and I didn't know what to do. I talked with my family and right at the same time, I lost a friend with this open border, all this fentanyl and all coming over. Wow. A lifelong friend that I had. And then Don Young votes this vote that was just given away, like turning our dollar into nothing. So I decided, you know what? So we got to stand up and say something. Don Young's sitting there 50 years in, who knows what he's hearing. I'm tired of the outside. I'm tired of the DC elite controlling every aspect of our lives, especially here in Alaska. We're detached. We're a big oil state. We have all the resources. We have a very small population. And it seems that the elite 3,500 miles away in DC have enslaved us. From the time we wake up to the time we go to bed, we are controlled and ran by overt over-regulation coming out of Washington, D.C., and it's not right to any of the people. It's destroyed whole communities and regions in my state. So it really upset me, and I said, I don't know. I was on this social media site, Gab, talking to a guy, and I was like, man, I'd like to run against Don Young. He said, you should. Got the mouth for it.
Yeah, I can clearly tell you already have the mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, so I said, all right. I said, okay, I'll do that. And I went up, I wrote him some letters, got on the ballot. This other guy's running up here, and I started, going out around the people, talking to people and seeing what they wanted in the community. And then Don Young passed. God bless. That's not how it was supposed to be. I was hoping he'd retire and go fishing like we were just talking about, man, and go have some time with his family. And, but it seems our politicians in this day and age, they just want to stay.
Yeah.
They just want to stay. And I think the deal is that over the last 50 years, there's been a lot of corruption that they want to build their legacy upon. They don't want to come out.
Yeah.
But that's not what our deal is. The people are.
Yeah.
Not
just 50 years. It extends way beyond that, even before that. Well,
I'm trying to keep it where, I don't get everybody pushing the off button on me, but 50 years since Vietnam, I personally know as a fact they have been extensively corrupt, and they have built themselves as legacy politicians. They want to go off into the sunset. So right now they're corralling, no matter the hurt to the people, they're corralling their force and power to hold their legacy. But that's not what we the people are about. We have children. We have futures we want to get to. We're suffering under their silly laws and silly regulations and the silly battle that they're in, by the way.
Yes.
It's time for Americans to stand up.
Yeah.
I
agree with you completely, actually, there. And when he said things are being run by the elites in Washington, are you aware what's going on with Marjorie Taylor Greene right now?
I can't believe that action. Look, this woman was voted in her district.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they have political hyperbole.
Yeah. And they have her on trial because they're trying to disqualify her.
Yeah. We're disqualifying the other side now. Sounds American.
Yeah. Since you can't win.
There's forces at play too. There's money forces at play. I started this campaign as a people's campaign. So you got to find where my donations button is. I won't tell anybody. I got it hit. Yeah. So you really got to look for it. And I ask people to keep your $10, keep your money, buy a gallon of gas if you can afford that with it. You know, we're in hard times. Hard times are coming. Hard times are staying. Stop playing this campaign finance scheme. Look at how much money is getting bought up in that. Money we could do something for our neighborhoods. Money that people could put into how things really run in our country instead of just giving it away for the show, the circus of politics.
Yeah.
Because it's what it became since JFK went on camera.
A what?
A circus. People are looking for all the wrong things in politics. They're not listening anymore to what people are saying. They're looking at the show. They're looking at the circus.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing going on with Marjorie Taylor Greene, they realize they can't beat her, so the only option
in her district. God bless America. Let her have her voice on the floor.
Yeah. The only option they have is to just disqualify your opponents that you can't beat.
And they don't even use just that tactic. That's a hard one. I can't believe they went that far with her. But the money tactic, since I was starting to rise when I was going against Don Young, but it seems like everything has come down since then with all the big money in the state. So I'm not even really campaigning for Bob Lyons for Alaska anymore. I'm telling people 4 people not to vote for. Suntan Sarah, Nick Baggage, Santa Claus, and Al Gross.
Yeah.
The one gross enough not to be a Democrat, but he is a Democrat. Don't vote for those 4 people because that's where all the money is. And we have a unique opportunity, Alaskans, never seen in a long, long, long time in this country. There's 50 people on this ballot for you to choose, and you have the unique opportunity not to put in the establishment, money-backed candidate. You can put in people from home, real people on the ballot.
Yeah. And not just in the House, but also in the Senate with Lisa Murkowski. I believe that's how you say her name.
I'll tell you what, the only hope Lisa Murkowski has is Sarah Palin splitting up the Republican base in the state. That's the only hope Murkowski has because she was at 15%? And Sarah comes in, all of a sudden she's up to 20.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I send you the link to this thing so you can share it on Gab so all your fans can come watch it too. So you can post it on Gab too. Yeah, you see the private chat? So
yeah, I see that.
Yeah, you can post that on Gab so we can get more people in here.
Yeah, I'll post it all over. Huh?
Yeah.
Same computer. Give me a moment.
Yeah, okay.
Go ahead and talk to me.
But yeah, the thing with Lisa Murkowski, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe she's under 30% in approval ratings. If that's correct.
She's been rising ever since Sarah Palin came in, and that's a big problem with me. It's a big problem I have kind of with a lot of the issues now. Now it's not letting you talk. Not, you know what I mean? It's
but also Murkowski's poll rating is so bad that I believe she's actually turning to liberals actually to get support now.
I don't. Yeah, she did that before when she did her write-in. And we have a big problem. I'll turn to this topic then. We have a big problem in Alaska with people who don't run what they say they are. They don't run by the definition. We have an establishment rhino party that's in control of most of the purse strings and everything in the state. We have a strong Democrat side that comes in and pretends they're independent and runs on an independent game and then splits right apart and goes left every time they win. And then you got a lot of them is split all the way over, like Lisa, always claiming to have been a Republican, but what does she vote for? Her voting record says she is.
Yeah, I actually rather have Susan Collins over her, actually. I actually would.
And
yeah, and
Murkowski,
Susan Collins, Mitt Romney, who else? Lindsey Graham.
They all got to go.
McConnell, Kevin McCarthy, all of them.
Right back into what I'm originally saying. We have an elite power class in Washington.
Yeah.
On all sides of the aisle, everywhere.
Yeah.
And believe me, look, they won't even watch this. They won't even be Republican, Democrat soon. They'll all be super centrist. As long as they keep the power, you know?
Yeah. Like they said, like you know the big quote, it's a big club and you're not in it.
Right, 100%. And that's what I've noticed since I started running. It's like the establishment political party in my state. I wrote letters to all about me starting to run and everything back before the circus started, back when Don was around. And, nothing back. Didn't hear from anybody back on anything. No reply back until just the only reply I've gotten back from the establishment was they wanted me to go to some training class. And I was like, training? What are you talking about? Nobody's training me. And so they had some training class offered. And then they wanted $400 for me to go sit in a hallway at their Republican meeting. And I said, you're more likely to get Bob Lyons outside with a flag than you are inside paying you $400, Republican Party in Alaska.
Yeah. And so this November is the election.
And June 11th.
June 11th. My mistake.
Election.
Your election. And who's all in the running again besides you?
Well, we have people, close to 50 people. The top tier is Sarah Palin, Al Gross, Nick Begich, and Santa Claus. To be honest, he's it's Santa Claus. He changed his name, but he's in politics and has been for a long time in Alaska, out in North Pole and Fairbanks area. And he's kind of a Bernie Sanders socialist guy, Yeah.
Careful
of him, man. The way we got this ranked, this ranked choice going.
Santa Claus, you remember in 2016 there was that one person that ran for president under these nuts. Remember that? These
nuts, yeah. Well, that's what this whole election's turned into for me. I'm kind of I'm having fun now with it a little bit more. It's turned into a circus show, so. I have a big psych background, so I mirror. If it's a circus show, fine. I'll give you a circus if that's what the people want. But I'm trying to make some very serious points about things that are needed in my state, and if I can talk about them for a couple minutes.
Yeah, sure. You can talk about some of the stuff that you think needs to be done in your state. You can, sure.
Yeah.
Like what are some of the things actually that?
Well, first we need to fill our pipeline, and we need to take federal lands back from DC. We need to have regulatory control in our state over or self-determination, so we can run it with our values, local values, so we can become affluent. It's not really fair for us to be supplying so much to the rest of the nation when so much poverty and homelessness and drug death is rampant across Alaska. When we have this right there, we have it. Number two, you cannot move into any clean future. I understand this whole set of renewables, but you can't do it if you're not going to pay for it. And you can't pay for it without pumping oil. And you can't get us out of this trouble with wars, with dangers. You can't get the innovation. You can't. It's good. It's a disaster if you cut us off on oil. Now, if you pump a lot of oil and you put the money away and you put all that innovation in, within 50, 100 years, we can have renewables. But it's about the innovation. It's about using what we have to create the future.
Yeah. And also, like, you guys have less than 1 million people in Alaska, like 700,000, I believe, something around those lines. Yeah, and most of the stuff that's produced in Alaska doesn't even stay in Alaska. It goes to the rest of the country.
We have an elitist class that hoards the wealth, makes deals beyond the people, and they watch communities fall apart, and they really don't do anything about it except promise, promise, promise. They've already robbed the PFD that was set up so because the people gave away our land rights to the resources to begin with. They gave us a PFD, and now our state's robbing that as well. They do not care about the people.
Yeah.
And it's time to remove them and just move on, state. We have things to do.
Yeah. And like the thing I like about Alaska, and not just Alaska, but like places like Montana, Wyoming, or West Virginia, for instance, those are like wide open areas where there's just nothing, where there's just land. You could actually live off the land if you wanted to, just wide open areas.
Totally. I love subsisting. I'm going to talk some about that, but let me make a final point. There's a whole mythology around this oil thing. There are native tribes in Alaska that want to pump oil. Village associations, corporations, whatever you call it, that have places they want to pump oil that the federal government is not letting them do it on their own native lands. There's other places for growth in this state that are not being allowed. The whole ANSCA thing needs to be relooked at. I don't find it right for Native Alaskans to find self-determination under a corporate structure. Doesn't that seem a way for big money to control your decisions locally? Outside influences, if you're controlled by a corporate structure. So there's a lot of things that need to be looked at for the future of our state, but that brings me to subsistence. Mm-hmm. There's trawlers, there's people, there's companies and corporate influences that congressmen are just turning their eyes to, turning away as people are going hungry in our villages, going hungry in our state that could go subsist, that have for ages, for generations, subsisted. And now there's no fish going down the river. And when there is, there's some government man coming and telling them how much they can get or what they can't get. Now, like I said, our state has such a small population. The trawlers are killing the fish off. The selling of or hunts.
One of the main things, like in Alaska, you guys have a big salmon population. Like and for instance, like if you're aware that in like California, Newsom signed a bill that after 2035, they're not allowed to like sell any new cars that run on gas, I believe. Right. And like and so it all has to be electric. And my response to that is like, do you know how much lithium you're going to have to pull out of the ground to make all the batteries for those cars? Like it would destroy the salmon population in Alaska.
And that's what I'm trying to tell people, like the western half of my state, the native population that has been under the chains of the Democrats for so long. The globalists do not care about your village. Globalists are known throughout history. Yeah. If they want to mine in your region and they say, if they flip the switch and say we're mining, they will move you. They will take you out of your village.
That's actually everything.
Over and over and over.
That's actually something from me. Yeah, that's just history. It's happened everywhere, every time.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just giving them the warning because I love my people so much across this state. Stop voting for the globalists. They don't care about you. They'll tell you anything, but when it comes time to get what they want, if you're in the way, you're done. You're gone.
Like a globalist, for instance, like an instance, even though it's not United States, it's still close to us. Trudeau in Canada, like he's a globalist. You've seen all the photos of him with Klaus Schwab. You've seen all
convoy Canada, convoy. Convoy.
Wow, you got a tattoo of that. That's interesting.
You got a convoy, man. You gotta don't make me go nuts. There's the camera.
I think I can. My audience can see that. So
yes.
But
so anyway, what I'm saying, it's time for the people to stand up. That's all I have to say. It's time for the people to start making noise. That's history too. And unless we start using our voices, I'm not saying do anything wrong. I'm saying stand up and do the right thing. Do what our right is. Take responsibility. That's all. But wait, let me finish. I was talking about subsistence, which is tied into individual hunting. Yeah. It's the same deal in our state with individual hunters who get so overly regulated out of DC and by the state that they can't even go. It's so expensive to go get good game for the common man here if you don't live out in those regions. The fishermen who are told like you can only get one fish, two fish, paying for a big charter when you can look over and there's a boat way out there just scooping them in. It's not right. And we need to stop it. We need to do what's right for the individual first. Individuals over entities. That's what I'm about. Individuals over entities.
Yeah, I believe in individuals before governments and corporations. Actually,
Yeah, it's just how it should be. And we're seeming to forget that up here in Alaska, where they have an ABC, CYS, ANMC, CS, CPS, whatever, for every little thing that's around. It's like you live by these little acronyms or whatever.
yeah, yeah. But you guys should actually have something good going for a little though. You're not having many liberals coming to your area because like they can't deal with like yeah. Yeah, but they can't deal with like the sun and the night problem issue. Like, there's no way they can handle that, or the fact that it's extremely cold up there. So, yeah,
keeping us around 700,000 anyway.
and most of the population in Alaska is in Anchorage.
Yeah, that's exactly. But to bring that on forward, we have a large veteran population as well.
Oh yeah,
and something I want to do for the veterans, and I just had it happen in my life is. VA has no rules. Like if you're a veteran and you're downstates, you're out of Alaska, you're out of your state that you're retired in, where your home is and your family is, and you crash, something happens to you and you haven't set it up with VA, they won't help you get home. Yeah. We're detached from the rest. You can't just get in a vehicle and drive to Alaska. You can't go put somebody in an ambulance and drive them across state lines and there you made it home. We need something through the VA to help Alaskans in our particular unique environment up here.
Yeah,
because it's just not right for these men to fight for their country and die away from home.
Yeah, because you need to take a plane to get there. Yeah.
Because
eventually I do want to take a trip to Alaska in the future. Either next year.
Come on up, man.
I'm thinking about doing it next year, possibly. Yeah. It might go salmon or trout fishing down there near Anchorage.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, let me know when you're coming. I see Anchorage is an hour away.
Yeah. Like even though I highly doubt I'll ever move out of Iowa, but if I ever do, Alaska would actually be one of the places I consider going to.
Yeah, I just love it up here. It takes a lot to get used to the shifting schedules, like you were saying, the cold, the snow, the mud, the dirt, the transitions all the time happening.
How do you guys deal with the sun and night problem thing there?
Like, you get so excited to get it that you tend to put 2 days in one and way overwork yourself.
Yeah. So like during the summers when there's little darkness out, little to none out, and that would just be awkward having be all light all day. Really, I would just be awkward.
We have midnight baseball. It's the end of the midnight sun. You're literally trying to fit 2 days into one because they're taken away in the winter. In the winter you hide out and you're in the house. You're working so hard to keep up your winter pounds. In the summer, so you got 10,000 projects lined up, right? You're waiting at the gate like you're at a race, You're waiting at summertime. Come on. Yeah,
and I take it the winters are bitter cold or like bitter cold because there's no light out as well. I take that as
I think you get there. It's not so bad at the bottom half of the state, but up towards Fairbanks in the interior, it gets really cold. Out on the coast
down near Anchorage and Juneau, it's actually not that bad.
No, I wouldn't call it that bad. Down more towards Juneau, it's more of a rainy Seattle. Like you get farther down that way, down the Panhandle. But like Alaska, down Anchorage, I would call like Southern Alaska.
Yeah,
different weather scheme. The valley down towards Anchorage than it is in the interior and out on the coast.
Yeah, and the first thing when I think of Alaska is obviously the wilderness and stuff like that. But when you look at Anchorage, it's like a full-on city. Like it's just weird seeing that in the middle of somewhere like that.
I'm not sure. I forget. I think it's 250,000, 300,000, something like that. It's a great proportion of our state live in Anchorage.
Yeah. But if I do take a trip there, I'll probably be there in Anchorage. Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's a lot to do, and it's a great singer spot to go out and do things.
But even
until you pass them.
But the weirdest part about that, even with that, is that there's a lot of Walmarts in Alaska. Actually, a lot of them.
Oh yeah, no, we live by the Walmart. That's for sure. A lot of people do up here. So kind of goes back to what I was talking about. Alaska is in a unique position where, as far as trade and companies and overt control or small businesses, we have lost so many small businesses since this COVID thing started. It's just a disaster. Yeah. All the wealth going to, Walmart was raking it in, man.
Yeah, they were. But
Yeah, somebody has to. I mean, but it's just to me, it's kind of rough on some of it.
Yeah, money will always has a way of traveling, and always has a way of getting up to the big guy. Always.
Right, and that's the whole thing. Is let's not skip the little. Let's just not shoot it all to the big guy. The big guy might have to spread out the coffer a little bit.
Yeah,
considering what's going on in the whole world, and some of the mistakes that have been made lately from the president there.
What do you mean president? You mean the dementia guy?
Yeah, the dementia guy, or lack of president at the moment.
Yeah, we don't refer to him as president here.
Yeah,
not here.
Trump did a funny one. I saw some tweet he did was our president saluting people that aren't there, and taking orders from the Easter bunnies. What he said, I thought that was hilarious. Taking orders.
Yeah, or better yet, when he turned around to shake someone's hand and no one was there.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. You got to be amused. I mean, there's no other way to keep going but put a smile on and just keep doing the right thing.
Yeah, I don't know how you can keep a smile on with that.
I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah,
lots of time.
Yeah, and how anyone thinks he's deciding all this stuff. No, that's not true. He is not deciding any of this. Anything he's
surrounded by people and he's given a script, like most of them actually.
Well, it's not even a lot of people I've been saying like, oh, it's people in the White House or people in Congress that are telling him on what he should do and stuff like that. No, that's not true at all. It goes all the way to the top of the food chain.
Yep.
People like Bill Gates, Klaus Schwab, and those are just.
There's no way that it isn't right now with all the things that are happening in the world. You could if you just open your eyes, look out your window, listen and watch, you can see it all. You can see the interaction. There's some kind of big war going on across them rich folks. I tell you that. You got that right.
Yeah.
There's some kind of battle.
Yeah. And speaking of Klaus Schwab, I don't know if you've seen this yet. Have you seen that yet?
Wow. No way.
So you got to get it, man. They revealed their entire plan in the book. Their entire plan.
See, that's what I mean. They're not even afraid of saying it now.
Yeah.
But what's weird is when I was saying it a year ago, I was a nut, Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Susan. She's in the comments. Hi, Susan. Yeah. I don't think it's actually Obama's third term. I don't believe that. No, it's not.
I think it's even above him. He might be in on it somewhere, like part of the team club, but there's definitely people pulling strings way high that are controlling the powers of money, controlling the powers of markets.
Yeah, but like I said, it goes all the way to the top to like Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates and stuff like that. Are you aware that Klaus Schwab is actually a Rothschild?
Really? Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Bill Gates.
I'll go get on a little boat.
Yeah, Bill Gates is also a Rockefeller.
Bill Gates. Did you see Elon Musk deal with Bill Gates today?
That was actually pretty funny, actually.
I'm loving me some Elon, man. Oh, yeah. That's great.
Like the thing about Elon and Trump, like that, they actually were elites. Trump, he at least was one at one time. I don't think he is one anymore. Elon, I think he might still be one, but he's an outsider like Trump is. Like they're going against the system. And the
system needs to be gone against. The system needs a lot of work. Look what's happening.
Yeah, like JFK, he was an outsider, and he was one of these elites, and he went against them, and they took him out because of that.
Yeah, ever since them days, man.
Yeah.
Years, 60, whatever, yeah. It's been a horror.
Was it 62, 63 when he was assassinated? I believe it's somewhere around there. Yeah.
And the corruption that has overtaken the country since then is just massive.
Yeah, and then they took his brother Bobby out because he was going against the system as well.
So we had a little incident up here with some guy called the radio, and you were talking about Murkowski. He went nuts on the radio, threatening Murkowski and stuff up here. I called the radio right after. I was like, man, you need to stop that. That's not.
Yeah.
Everybody's nuts. It's out of control.
I got a comment right here. I agree. It goes higher, but Obama is there pulling the strings. Like that's possible. That is possible. But Obama, if he is doing it, if he is doing it, he's taking the orders too. He has to be from the top, and he's just doing
all of it aside. Besides that, if you look at it and you look at that video when they were in the White House, and you see Obama and just everybody around him, and Joe Biden had no status, zero status. It was
everyone was ignoring them.
Never ever been seen anything like that.
Yeah.
So
everyone was. Yeah.
When our free government starts taking orders from people outside our government, who control markets, control other governments, we need to be aware. When those people are getting together in big clubs and meetings and just going amongst themselves to spend their money to get together, decide or pay, and then go provide influence upon our government or leaders and make them say things, we're in a whole lot of trouble.
Yeah, I'm trying to find something right here. Something I think you'd be interested to see. I'm trying to find it. Give me a second right here. Is this the right one? I believe. Oh, yeah, this is the right one right here. I'm going to show you this right here. You're going to love this. Yeah, give me a sec. Yeah, sure. Look. Right here. All right, you can see the screen. This part is right here. I've showed this in one of my previous videos, but I'm going to show you right here. Like the Illuminati, that's actually something that's real. That a lot of people don't realize that, but it's real. And this is like the entire structure of it. Like it's
where do we fit in? Down here on the bottom?
Yeah, population workers. We're supposed to be slaves, or better yet, or like Bill Gates calls us, useless eaters.
Useless eaters. You know what? As a member of the masses, they need to share a little more up top. They need to open up the coffer.
Yeah. And
they got their little game going. That's for sure. Look at this one.
And like you see right here, the Committee of 300, like these are supposed to be like 300 of the richest families in the world. Like people like the royal family or Darwin or the Huxleys. Like Huxley and Orwell, the two guys who wrote 1984 are part of the Committee of 300.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got your government think tanks up here?
Think tanks right here. The Council of Foreign Relations, the United Nations, the World Economic Forum, the WHO. Yeah, stuff like that.
So we just need to put a name right up here on top. Which one are these two top ones?
The Crown Council of 13 right here.
No. The ones above it.
The one at the very top is supposed to be Satan.
Oh, yeah, more than okay. That makes sense. Right. Totally.
But yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think you'll be like to see this too. And not 13 bloodlines right here. Like there's 13 families that run everything at the top of the world. These ones right here. Awesome. Yeah. Obviously, the Rockefellers, Bill Gates, Rothschilds, Klaus Schwab, Kennedys, like JFK and RFK, all of them. Like, and I believe Bobby's son, Bobby Kennedy, Bobby Jr., I believe he's an outsider too, because like the way that he's been treated for the last 10 or so years, he's like, they're treating him poorly.
See, that's what I'm noticing. You're bringing up a good point. These big, rich, influential families have so much control, but right now there is some fight going on inside there.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so, actually.
There's something going on. Yeah. There's some kind of conflict. I mean, you're starting to see the outsiders, like you say, break away.
Yeah. Like Trump and like Elon, I believe they're more like in the Council of the Committee of 300. I don't think they're in the 13 bloodlines. I don't believe
so. Maybe the conflict's a little farther down the line. But there's definitely conflict going on above us, above the masses.
But the 13 bloodlines right here, the 13 richest families in the world, they control all the banks on the entire planet, and they also control the Federal Reserve as well. Yeah, and like also an interesting thing right here, you see the Russell bloodline. I'm not sure if you know this, but like Bill Clinton is actually a Russell.
Get out.
You didn't know that? Yeah.
No,
like Bill Clinton. Yeah, he is a Russell.
I see the Onassis and the Kennedys, the Van Dyne, the Freeman.
Bundy. So Bundy, I don't know. Maybe it's relating to Ted Bundy. I don't know. Who knows?
I was wondering about that, looking at it like Bundy. What?
Or Lee right here. I don't know. Bruce Lee, maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
Bruce Lee. Hey, I'll tell you something. We, the people in control with all the money, have not been telling us the truth of the matters.
Yeah. Oh, you see corporations right here? Pfizer and Toyota.
Yeah. Brought to you by Pfizer.
That's actually a funny joke. I hear all that.
Brought to you by Pfizer. Go ahead.
Oh, and also down here where you see is world population control, the government, which means like the CIA, the FBI, like all the courts and stuff like that, the schools too, and the media, and like Disney and stuff like that. Which I canceled my Disney Plus subscription a couple days ago. So yeah,
good, yeah, crash them all the way.
Yeah, did you realize?
I never would have imagined in my wildest dreams as a child when I was going to Disney, and a little bit later I took my young kids. I never in my wildest dreams, but it would turn into an adult club, let's say, or whatever you would say. And it's that it would sink into what it's sinking into.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't want to comment too much on that because this video will get pulled down, but. Okay, it pissed me off. I gotta be careful
what I say. I'll never be up on the internet.
But yeah, I try to watch what I say so my podcast doesn't get pulled down. So yeah. But yeah, what I was saying was there about a week or so ago, there was actually a big protest outside of Disney World, a huge one, hundreds of people. Yeah, there was a big one, like people were protesting Disney because of their stance on something. I'm not going to comment on that, but you know what I'm referring to.
Yeah, I get you. There's mothers against the school boards or something out there too. There's people standing up. People need to use their voices right now, and they need to be loud about it.
Yeah, and then also there's a lot of parents that go to school board meetings, they get arrested or dragged out because they're speaking out against the crap that the school board is saying.
Sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, you heard a lot of these stories, haven't you?
Yes. Oh, definitely. Every day. I keep up every day with everything that's going on. I try to look into a lot of alt sites. The media, mainstream media covers a lot of stuff. So you got to really triangulate, get out there and get your news from different sources. I wanted to say a couple more things about Alaska if I had a second.
Sure, you can, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right, cool. I'm just, it's time for us to unite and untie our strings and pass beyond, move beyond our adolescence as a state. It's time for us to grow up, self-determination, freedom, liberty. We need to take the controls of our own lives, our own people, and our own path.
Yeah.
Please, Alaska, don't vote for the top 4. This is your one chance. You got 50 people. No other states has this chance. I tell you that.
Yeah.
So go out there, make sure you vote. Vote Bob if you want, but don't vote the top 4. Give the state a chance. Give the next generation a chance.
Yeah. I got a comment in here in the comment section. Do you feel Biden will finish out his term?
I think Biden's going to drop naturally, man. I've been saying that all over. I've been begging people to resign him. In almost the same stance I was with Don Young. Please retire. This isn't right.
Yeah. Even with
Biden watching this man.
Yeah.
This man, he's on tons of drugs. He could drop any second. Who knows what they're loading him up with?
Like Biden, you heard, the president is supposed to get up to go to bed late, get up early, and so he can do all his work and stuff like that. Biden, it said he takes early sleep naps and he gets up late and he has his advisors go to his meetings and stuff like that. And so, yeah.
I come from a big health background and I got a lot of education. I tell you, keep putting stressors on people that are weakened. That's what they're weakened from. They're weakened from stressors. And the more stress they take, eventually they'll break. And we should resign Joe Biden. We shouldn't even be near there, but we should resign Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And deal with Kamala. In my mind, Kamala might be, but you know what? We're coming in with a Republican Congress.
Yeah.
She's not really loved by the globalists.
Yeah,
in there,
yeah, there's going to be a red wave this November. There will be.
Yeah.
Like, and like, did you hear like AOC said like a couple days ago, like if Republicans retake the House in 2022, like it'll make January 6th look like they're just open their first try.
I'll tell you what, AOC, if I get in Congress, I'll open my door to any of my constituents happily.
Yeah. Like you saw all the videos on January 6th where police opened the doors, or the Ray Epps guy, or the Antifa thugs that were there.
We really, on the January 6th subject, it's just ridiculous how much was known about it and how no congressmen put together microphones outside, went outside, got ready. There was nothing set up to be prepared.
Yeah.
But they did it on purpose. Pelosi, come on, lady. You need to retire too, old lady.
Yeah, and like with the Marjorie Taylor Greene situation, they're trying to disqualify her because they say she and a few other congressmen helped Trump organize a insurrection. When they know
110% sure that the people went there.
Yeah,
they would have been there if Trump wasn't or not. You did what you did, and the people showed up.
Yeah, like and plus like a week or two beforehand, before January 6th, there were notices that there was going to be violence on that night, and
they turned down security, they turned down the National Guard, they turned down everything they could possibly turn down, knowing what would happen. They instilled political agitators. They put people in funny hats and whoever this other Ray guy, whatever his name was, I forget, but
Ray Epps.
This guy, he's disappeared.
And like this Ray Epps guy, like there was a hearing with the FBI when they went to the Senate, and Ted Cruz asked the head of the FBI, was Ray Epps a federal agent? And the woman, she refused to comment on it.
Right, refused. Big yes to me.
They
tie that into Whitmer and the other deficits or FBI. I mean, the politicization of our government's so wrong. You're splitting the people. You're hurting us,
All right. I'm gonna send this thing out to the people watching. Like, if you have any questions for like Bob, you can send them in. Like, just start sending them in. So like, so like we can get a lot of more things to talk about here. Because I want you to get all your ideas out so people know who you are and all of that. So like, But back to what I was saying.
Go ahead. No.
But back to what I was saying was like they refused to comment on the Ray Epps, who he was. So they knew he was either an FBI agent or he was an informant. Like there were videos of him. Yeah. There were videos of him telling people we need to go into the Capitol.
Excuse me.
Yeah, and like if he is a federal agent or an informant and he was inciting them to go attack the Capitol, that's illegal. Like informants, they're there to just gather information. You can't start a riot.
Yeah. And you can't entice a bunch of innocent people overwhelmingly to go commit hyperbole. They're trying those people they arrested in the Whitmer deal with the FBI, it comes out that it seems that the FBI agents were going in on their social media and just getting these guys to talk crap. I mean, what? Like, who doesn't talk crap on the internet? There's so much hyperbole going on. And they're attacking Marjorie Taylor Greene with the same thing. She was talking crap against Nancy Pelosi. You're a traitor, Nancy. You're open to border,
Yeah.
Well, by law, if people want to do the definitions, they might want to look into that. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene might be onto something.
Yeah. Oh, and that is true. That is true. Like a judge acquitted a January 6th defendant because the video showed the police invited him in. Yeah, that's true. Actually, like that was a few months. Yeah, he was acquitted because all the video showed that the police just let him in. So, like. Yeah, like there were Trump supporters that went into the Capitol. That is a fact, but they were let in, and they should they have gone in? No, they shouldn't have, but they were invited in. Really, when you look at it, so
and when people got enticed and they got excited and it was going nuts, they probably should have backed off. But hey, you're in the game. Then it's people pushing and shoving. You're in the middle of a crowd. It's like
Yeah, and then you see all these videos of these people taking selfies with these officers that were in the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole thing's
Yeah.
off there. I think there's thousands and tens of thousands of images that they don't want people to see because it proves their false narrative that the mainstream media pushed.
And also, if you look at a lot of these videos of these people that went into the building, you're never going to convince me that all these people are like Trump supporters. Like a lot of these guys look like soy boys. So, and no Trump supporter is a soy boy. You're not going to convince me on that.
They got like brand new stuff on, and
yeah, like do you remember that guy that sold a tape to CNN? Like, yeah,
no,
a guy actually.
Oh yeah.
And he got like $70,000 for it.
There we go.
Yeah, CNN paid him $70,000 for his tape. Yeah, but I think he had to give back. But I think he had to give the money back, though.
Unbelievable. You know, CNN Plus just crashed, right?
Yeah. I heard about that on Tim Pool's podcast. Yeah.
What is with these idea tanks these big corporations have? I don't understand where they're coming up with their stupid decisions, you know?
Well, it's part of the propaganda. They're devoted to it. That's what it is, actually. Yeah.
Somebody blowing up my phone here. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine, man. But yeah, it's propaganda. Like they are so committed to it. Like they have to do all this. They have to. Like they feel like they don't have a choice.
Well, their business model is broken, and I think they know it. CNN's just headed itself off a cliff. Mm-hmm. I don't even know why people watch MSNBC. That's like. Yeah, a really disturbing channel. I turned it on for a few minutes, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, mainstream media as a whole is dying. Yeah, including Fox, they're dying as well. Like outside of Tucker and Laura, like, and maybe even Hannity and Gutfield, they're seeing Fox is dying. Actually, if you outside of those guys.
Yeah, I like Tucker, man. I like Tucker quite a bit, and I watch a little bit of.
Like, did you like last year? Like last year, did you see that video, the thing that Tucker did where about Pelosi? About Michael Jackson the thing. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. No.
Okay. What it was Tucker was saying Michael Jackson was spotted again. And showed a video of Pelosi, but
right.
if you look at the video, Pelosi's eyebrows were up to just below her hairline because she had so many Botox. And that was part of the joke. Yeah.
See, Tucker kills me. He's got that good sense of humor. You know, he's that dry. He sneaks it in there real, you know.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, they call Tucker far right, but if you look at his policy, his opinions, he's more of a moderate. If you really look at it.
I'm tired of people's labels and definitions and all this identity politic. They don't even follow the definition. So how can you say you're an identity politician or give somebody a label if you don't even follow the definition?
Yeah. But that is 100% correct. But like when I was saying like mainstream media as a whole is dying, like and here's the thing though, like all these mainstream media corporations, these companies, they don't like podcasts. They hate them, and the reason they hate them is because they get more of an audience than them.
You get a bigger audience. And this is what's killing me is they shouldn't be fighting it. They shouldn't be hating them. They should accept what's coming, the future, the technology, the natural evolution of our communication scheme and get out of the friggin' way.
Yeah. Like they and these are multinational corporations who have thousands of employees, and they can't even touch the amount of reach that a guy with the podcast has. Like it's asinine for them.
Yeah,
like literally, I'm just a guy with a mic right here. That's all I am. Just a mic, my laptop, and a spare bedroom.
All I ever said, I got my son Bill's my campaign manager.
Yeah.
I got a $150 laptop, and I went and started talking to people, knocking on doors, going to different communities.
Yeah.
Seeing what they wanted, the people wanted, you know.
Yeah.
I come up with my platform off of that. And then I went in and spent $100, got on the ballot. You know, I got about $1,500 in this thing. Oh,
yeah. And you remember that guy in New Jersey that beat that longtime campaign guy he just had $150 and just ate donuts all the time. That's all that happened.
And I'm about to do my ads. They're going out this week. I got all my stuff on. I'm picking out my ads. I'm doing a lot of alt and sub paper. Second, I'm avoiding the big guys. The big elite.
You have any video ads?
Yeah, I can.
You want some video? You want a video? You have one available at the moment?
Probably nothing real clear.
Because I was saying, if you did, we could show it on here so people can see it.
Oh. No, I got some.
Yeah.
Probably nothing, just a clear ad now.
I got yeah. But yeah, like I'm just a guy with just a microphone. I don't do anything, and I like the thing with these corporations. They have a hierarchy, and because they have to answer to them. Like with me, I'm just a guy in a spare bedroom. And I just answer to myself.
I'm beholden.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's nothing wrong with going small time. There's nothing wrong with that. And
how we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be governing ourselves through our family, then outwards through our locality and our community, and outwards from there. And I was having this thought earlier today about we need, the internet is such a great technological tool. We're just using it completely wrong. We're like spreading this news around, but we're living not by our home. We're living like by how people do in Rome when we're way over here in Gaul,
Yeah.
You need to start your life outside your window. That's where your news is. What's going on in your family, in your community. Yeah. Then it'll get better in those spots and it could spread. And internet's great to learn stuff, learn new ideas, see what's going on over there. But when you start acting like what's going on over there is more important than what you got going on out your back door, your backyard's going to get ugly.
Yeah. And like the thing is, the internet killed television. They just haven't announced it yet. Like I watch a lot of Joe Rogan. I watch a lot of Joe Rogan, and a lot of it. And years ago, years ago, like in the early days of his podcast, he said he gets like 1 million downloads a week, and then like just before he moved to Spotify, he got like 90 million a month. And now when he's on Spotify, he gets 11 million an episode.
Yeah, he said he's getting more people now. More people now after all that controversy.
Yeah, like
commercial.
Vote yeah, okay, that's good. But yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Right. Yeah.
I'm listening.
Yeah. But when Joe first went to Spotify, he lost more than half of his audience right away. But then after that CNN debacle and the stuff, and when they attacked him, and then when he had Dr. Malone on, his viewership went higher than he ever had it before.
Yeah. I don't understand the less tactic with calling out people to give them interest. I mean, isn't that all they do? Like every time they point something out on somebody, everybody wants to go here. What's going on? What's that? And then they hear Joe Rogan and they see what he's about. He's great. Yeah, of course they're going to stay.
Yeah, like I believe I'm trying to remember. Was it Brian Stelter? I believe it was where he said like on a show like, why do people listen to Joe Rogan over us when we have like labs and like people that go out and do interviews and stuff like that? When Joe Rogan is just a guy with just a microphone. Like,
he needs to get back to the lab, man.
And you know why people? That's cool right there. And you know why people listen to him over you guys? Because you guys lie all the time. You lie.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And I triangulate, and it got too old. I couldn't. The math equation's getting Einstein level on figuring out the truth anymore.
Oh yeah, like it. I don't remember I'm trying to remember what the word was, but like we'll just go with pretty stupid for now because I don't remember what the word is. Yeah, but like when you with once people found out that Russiagate was a hoax, when people found out that it was funded by a woman named Hillary Clinton, go look at the ratings. They dropped immediately.
There was so much coming up to that people should have known. Wasn't there a law from Obama that let these news channels start lying in some kind of propaganda deal or something? The Schmunt Act? No, I forget what it was.
I have not heard about that. Like, what was it called again?
Maybe the Mund Act. I can't remember. MUNDT. I'm not sure though at all. But something about propaganda and allowing propaganda in the news.
Mund Act. The U.S. Information and Education Exchange Act of 1948. Okay, so this is way before that. Then my mistake.
Yeah, that was way before that. So
It's popularly called the Smith-Mundt Act. The act was first introduced by Congressman Carl E. Mundt, and I believe that's how it's said, in January 1945 in the 79th Congress. It was
what does that entail?
An act to promote the better understanding of the United States among the peoples of the world to strengthen cooperative international relations.
Yeah, that doesn't sound nice, does it?
No, it does not sound nice at all, actually. Yeah.
Laws to work on, folks. Laws to work on from our history. But also, Obama did. There was some other law. I'm glad I remembered that one. That's one I want to talk about for a second. They instilling American idealism around the world. How's that worked for us?
I don't know, actually.
Iraq didn't work out too well, did it? Afghanistan.
The media lied us into the Iraq war. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what that Munn Act is about.
Yeah.
And it opens the door for that kind of proliferation, those kinds of ideas for the media to steer things. And then it was followed through by Obama, and I can't remember the name. It's killing me right now, but he opened a law or an order or whatnot to lift propaganda rules against the media, saying that they could basically lie openly.
Oh, yeah.
With no.
Yeah. Like, speaking of something like where they can regulate stuff like that, you remember, like, during Obama's administration, like, there was that SOPA bill where they wanted to regulate the internet. Like, I believe it was called the SOPA bill.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
And then people freaked out, and then they backed off on it because there was so much backlash to it. Like, yeah. Like,
it's why they did it anyway, though.
Because they wanted to regulate the internet, which, yeah, who knows how that would have gone. And with how bad it is right now, who knows what would have happened.
Yeah, well, I think maybe just like we were talking about, some of those people in charge went ahead and decided to regulate it the way they wanted.
Yeah. All right. This is something I wanted to ask. I haven't asked a candidate about this yet. Yeah. But what do you feel about the national divorce idea?
Tell me about it. National divorce idea.
Where the country splits up into different sections. We're like, we can't work together anymore, so we all go our separate ways.
I'm somewhat of a classic Republican. I think we need to fix our problems. The problem with national divorce that I see is that the future comes along and we start, it produces the two-side effect, the team effect. It won't lead to more peace and stability. It'll lead to more conflict over the long amount of time. What would lead to more peace and stability is taking care and cleaning our room now.
Okay.
Before too much accumulation. So the national divorce idea, I'm a classic Republican. I love the idea of unity. I might be naive. Yeah. But, there's places, there's like California that wants to split off, and there's other places around.
And so, like, if you were in Congress and it was coming up, how would you stop it actually from happening?
If I was in Congress, I would extol my opinion and I would talk about our energy resources, our strength together as a country. But beware, there is that thought that the first thing they did, if they came after the people of my state, I'd be in there talking to my senators about exactly what you're talking about. So it is a difficult issue when you're at times and in a climate of such chaos. Nobody would want to. I wouldn't want to imagine our country falling apart.
Like before the Civil War, when the president before the Civil War, James Buchanan, he right before the Civil War, he didn't do anything to stop it. So he just let it go on, and then Lincoln was the one that had to deal with it. And so, if we got to and to be fair, I'm not sure there actually would have been anything he could have done, but he still didn't at least try to stop it. But what I was trying to say was, if we got to a point where our country is so divided, which it is right now, but if it gets even worse to a point where we can't live together anymore, what steps do you think could be taken to to bring everyone together.
Okay. First off, like you said, Buchanan didn't do anything. It needs to start now. Everybody needs to start talking about the things now out in the open because it is a build-up. It doesn't just happen overnight. It's not a light switch. So with that, I would focus our nation to progress forward on a path, a centralized goal that we all could agree on. We have businesses. My personal idea would be let's move the country forward on our energy policies and intertwine the wants of the deep left with the wants of the corporative right. Intertwine them to progress into a future. Of course, we want renewables. Everybody wants a clean environment. I want a clean house. I want a clean car. So my idea would be to get people on the same path to get moving towards a common goal again. And I think that common goal is right there. If we look, that common goal is progressing human nature into a world that we can live in, that is functioning, that is working on all forms. It's not going to be done by flipping a switch and turning off oil. It's going to be done by turning on corporate power, turning on American might, moving us toward into a future where we can afford to do things in our future together that are for the good of our communities, that can give us the wealth and the affluence that we need to pull the people out of poverty, to stop the drug infiltration coming across our border, to work together to come do the things that we need to move us more towards renewables and a cleaner environment. We can't do that off of fantasy. A fairy is not going to give us a clean environment. We have to put in the work with what we have, the tools that we have. So I would intertwine those ideas and work towards a common goal. Other ideas too. That's just one off the top that I noticed right out there in the open that nobody wants to take.
Yeah.
To have renewables, we're going to have to pump oil. There's no other ifs, ands, or buts. Entwine the ideas, get all the people behind it.
Yeah, and like the thing with national, that's actually a really good point you made. That's actually really good. Like, but I'm not sure like if that would be something we could actually unite on in reality.
There's a lot of forces against it. I tell you that.
Yeah, but like there's actually two versions of national divorce, like two versions. Let's start with the one from Marjorie Taylor Greene's perspective, which a lot of people said, "Oh, you should be impeached for just bringing up the idea because you." Yeah.
Free speech is paramount.
Yeah.
That's another thing that's important on this national divorce is we got to break these communication barriers and actually debate things.
Well, yeah, but here's her version of the national divorce idea. What it should be like, is to go back to the early days of our country, what the founders intended, where the federal government was a very small thing. It was there, but all states had all the power. And like the federal government just made sure we kept in line, but the states could do whatever they want. Like she says, like if you want to live in a state like California or New York, where you have to triple vax and where you have to wear like 4 masks to just go outside.
Have fun,
If you want to do that, go ahead. Now, if you want to live in more of a communist state like that, go have fun. Now, if you want to live in a more freedom state like Texas or Florida or Alaska, for instance. And with freedom, you make personal decisions. Like you can do whatever you want, really, and no one bothers you. Then you can live there. That idea is actually good, but I don't think that solves the long run. There's no way that could legitimately work. There's no.
It actually leads to the same thing we were talking about earlier about causing more conflict in the long run, more division and separation.
But here's the other version, which is actually the version I like the most, and I believe Eric July even mentioned this as well. I believe he did. But here's the version where we dissolve the federal government completely, and like a bunch of areas, they go form their own little countries themselves and just govern themselves with no interference or anything like that. I like that idea actually a lot.
It's like a dissolvence of the Holy Roman Empire almost. Everybody getting
almost like that.
I like local control and local government. And to be honest, what you're talking about does look like the more likely outcome if our country was to dissolve. Because we're not going to go back magically to 1776 and the climate of that time. That's people want to equate right now with then, but it's a different time. We're hundreds of years, there's a different thing happening.
And like the thing, And when a lot of people say like, "Oh, break the country into two pieces," well, there's no real way to split the country up into two because like there's the South, which is all red. Like even though Georgia and Arizona went blue, we know what really happened, but I'm not going to comment on that too much. But the South is red. Then we got here in the middle, in the Midwest, where most of it is conservative, outside of Illinois and was in, I believe it's Wisconsin, in Michigan too. Wisconsin,
like just the big urban areas on the east and west, or Democrat.
Then in the Northeast, you got all blue except maybe New Hampshire and Vermont.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So, and then you got the Pacific Northwest, where Oregon, Washington. Then you got California down below it. Like have all of them break off in their separate areas, and where they can just be on their own. And like, have you read the book called The Nine Nations of North America?
More than state, split more like along regional lines.
Something like that. Like, have you read the book called The Nine Nations of North America?
Oh no, I'm not familiar with that.
You gotta look at it up. Look it up because I believe it was written 40 years ago. It was basically it separated all of North America into like 9 nations, not just the U.S., but it also took Canada, Mexico, Cuba, Puerto Rico, and all these areas, and like just divided it up into like all 9 areas. Like I'll send you
more like regional areas of how people actually live and govern, more like
yeah, something like that.
This place is different than over here. Yeah, okay, I get
you. 9 nations, North America, right here.
All right.
This book right here. Here. You should probably go check it out. Like, here's the general area, like the idea.
Oh, yeah, nice, right.
Where you had like the Midwest called the bread baskets, and there's their area. Then you got up here in Alaska, Canada, and down all the way to Nevada and Arizona, its own area. Then you got down here, you got this part of the South, which is like Florida and Georgia, called the Dixies. Then you got right up here, you got Quebec. Yeah. Then you have the islands down here. So yeah, actually, I don't think North America could split up like that. There's no way. Right. But I think the United States itself could separate into multiple areas. I think that's possible.
Texas is taking on a lot of federal responsibility, talking about putting them out to the term and putting up their own wall. And Texas was.
Oh, they're actually building. They're building they're finishing the wall at the moment. If you didn't know. Yeah. Which
they're their own republic. They're actually, I believe, one of the only states that can actually go and release.
The only state. Texas is the only state in the union that can leave whenever they want to.
Right.
Because when they joined the union, they made sure there was an agreement in there that they can leave whenever they want to.
So it's getting closer and closer, hitting the, you're hearing it show up.
But if Texas did succeed from the union on its own, I'd move there instantly. I would.
It would create a corridor effect, like you're talking about. Maybe just a little west, maybe just a little east. I mean, maybe up through that breadbasket a little more. I'm not sure exactly. Yeah. Maybe up through your area, Iowa. But it would create a corridor effect right up through Canada. Because if it happened, Canada would have some issues. Canada is more bifurcated than we believe up there, the way it's.
But yeah, if like red states in general can succeed from the union, or we have the national divorce where everyone goes their separate ways, here's the first thing every red state should do. Like step 1, day 1, deport all the Californians and New Yorkers back to where they came from.
Go, Ma.
Step 1, day 1. Yeah,
that's a good question. It's a good topic too, but I want to make clear that at this point in time where I am, my point would be like where we started. I would be having to do, we're talking 2022. I'd be having to do everything in the House to prevent it, to fight and argue for unity.
Yeah, well, like you guys,
responsibility.
Yeah, you guys in Alaska could become your own place. You'd be on your own. You guys would just because Alaska.
Or the problem is we really don't want more people to have the population to do so. We're kind of good at separating Gee.
Well, I'm positive that if that happened, I'm pretty sure you guys would put people on the borders to make sure no one could come running into it. I'm positive on that part.
We'd have a big fancy wall.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And hire Texans to help and make it.
Oh yeah, Texas.
Alaskan way.
Yeah. Texas would do the same thing too. Like just okay. Instead of putting what you should do, put a wall around the entire state so no one can come in. And
that's right.
Well, technically, travel is banned in Texas and Florida. If you didn't know, California. Well, not California, LA County. I should correct.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
they banned travel to Texas and Florida because of. I'm not going to say that. Because the video will get pulled. But you know the reasons why.
The video reason. You should have a statement that you have for that covers that. The unholy word that cannot be said.
Yeah, I'll let you know when this live stream ends. What it was. Yeah, I'll let you know because I don't want this video to get pulled down because literally the video can get pulled down for just the simplest thing.
Understood.
Because I'm trying to build a brand here with this, not just be. Yeah, originally I started just for fun, but now I'm trying to build a brand.
Excellent.
Yeah, but places like Texas, Florida, and Alaska, West Virginia, Montana, Wyoming. Those are just a few of them. Those places would become the safe havens. Actually, if you look at it, really.
Interesting.
Yeah, Alaska. There's so much land there that you could literally go live off the land if you wanted to.
Yeah. We have people who live out in cabins. We have people out west who they live their whole life in subsistence.
Yeah,
they live off the rivers and the tides and the moving of the the animals and
especially in mid and northern Alaska, there's a lot more tribes out there too, native tribes as well. Yeah. And they have been living like that for thousands of years.
Yeah, Alaska is just a wonderful, beautiful. It's a huge state, so it has its own regions. It has its own flavors all over the state, like a country itself. So I mean, it's really it's a great place to be. It's a great life.
And plus, you guys have a lot of mini islands surrounding the base of it as well. A lot of them.
Yeah, we got islands all over.
Yeah. Have you been to any of them yet?
I've been out to some islands. You just made me think of Mount Edgecombe's been making noise lately. A few little, they noticed some magma movement, and that's one that hasn't popped off for a long time, a volcano.
Oh,
and it's been making some noise lately. So we got that. We can look forward to Alaskans,
Yeah. And this, Alaska is the last frontier. It's the most fun and exciting, and plus the most dangerous at the same time in a lot of ways too.
You come here for the thrill, but be prepared to have the risk.
Yeah, there are thousands of people that go missing in Alaska every year.
Yeah, I've heard about them. I haven't seen any.
Yeah. Are you aware of the Alaskan Triangle?
Yeah, actually, I have heard of that. The for kind of like the Bermuda Triangle. Have you heard about our pyramids?
Your what?
Pyramids.
Pyramids? I'm not aware of that.
Check that out. We got pyramids up here. We also have a desert in Alaska.
A desert? I did not know about that.
Sand dunes and all. Sand dunes and all.
I'll have to go look that up eventually.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. I've never seen the desert. It's out in the middle of nowhere, some big area.
Yeah,
no roads near it or nothing, but that's there. And there's a pyramid too. You can go check that out.
Oh, okay. Cool. I'll check it out after this. But if I was ever living in Alaska, it'd be down in Anchorage or near Juneau, somewhere in that area.
Juneau, you get cut off, you get tied off, and you got the the ferries or the ships, cruise ships, or you got to go around. It's hard to get around the state. Anchorage, you can pretty much go anywhere you want and do anything. You're right there on the road system, and you're right there where the planes are and the boats and everything. So,
yeah, and plus, to get a plane to Anchorage, you can't just go to your local airport and you head there. You have to get on your airport, on you whatever your local airport and go to a bigger airport that takes you all the way up to Anchorage.
Right. You're usually through Seattle or Minneapolis
or Chicago or Dallas.
Chicago has one, yeah, and the West Coast cities.
Come
up here, man. Have a good time. Make sure you go check it out, man. They got a killer cruise that'll take you over. Tons of them that take you to see the cabin glaciers and all the whales, and it's not much, like a couple $100 you get on this cruise for like all day long. They feed you, and it's pretty
something. When I eventually head up there for a vacation, I want to catch a king salmon.
Oh man, same deal. You go over to like Valdez or Seward. There's charters, and you can go out there and hit up a charter. They'll take you and get they got like split charters. They'll take you go get a halibut for half the day, then they'll take you right up to the mouth of the river getting big salmon for the other half of the day, and all one cost. They take care of everything. It's pretty awesome. There's a lot of cool things like that you can do if you get here for a little bit. Yeah. Spend your money for small businesses, tourism. We haven't had it in a long time. They shut us down.
Or even a salmon shark. I actually would like to catch one of those.
See, that's wild, them salmon shark. I was watching one of them PBS documentaries about them salmon shark. Man, they're vicious animals, man. They're all over out there. There's something else to behold.
Yeah. Also, I know one of my friends, who said he has family that lives up there. His kids' family, I should say, that live up there, and that he takes a trip up there every now and then. And like he says that it's extremely expensive in there in Alaska, but like if you live there long enough, they actually pay you to live there.
Yeah, that's what we were talking earlier. They had the PFD system because you give away your land rights up in Alaska because of all the oil.
Yeah.
So it's like the mineral rights, I guess you'd say, or whatnot. Yeah. And you got to look into it to get all the particulars. But basically, you get a PFD check. Yeah. But now our state government's been trying to rob the PFD check under some commie guys saying that it's for all the people. So we're going to take half of your individual check and use it on government funding and potholes that never get filled.
How does that happen when you have 0% state tax?
Yeah, it's just we're getting robbed is how it happens.
Yeah.
Pretty much it.
Yeah.
I still things going on here. I don't know how much longer you were planning to go.
What?
I had a couple things popping up. I didn't know how much longer you had.
Sure. You need to go.
Yeah, here shortly.
Okay, I'll let you go then right now, so that so you can get back to doing what you need to do.
Well, I just wanted to. I had one more thing I wanted to mention.
You can mention that right now, Bob.
All right, cool, man. I just wanted to talk real quick. The last thing on my little list of stuff I want to attack is our fentanyl and our drug epidemic and the rampant homelessness we got across Alaska. We have unloaded so much money in the state.
I didn't know the homeless problem. I didn't know there was much of a homeless problem in Alaska at all. I did not know that.
We had a governor quit her governorship years ago, and when she did left, basically all the state government got put into the wrong people's hands, and the people suffered greatly over that time. And in that time, the drugs just hit the state hard. And now we have homeless popping everywhere. First time in my life, I saw homeless tents in a village out west.
Wow.
Up in the tundra, homeless tents. People just drunk, aged out there. The addiction problem is so out of control. It's like we live in a big San Francisco style city, some places in Anchorage now, if you go into the right places. And it's never been like that in this state. It's never been of that horrific a character. We've always had Anchorage was a party hub back in the 70s and 80s. But it's never been homeless derelict.
Yeah. And like I've looked on Google Earth and look at Alaska. It's weird because you see Anchorage, which is just it's a city, but it's a very small section. And then all of a sudden you got a bunch of mountains right behind it. And then then it's just for miles, it's just wilderness after that.
Yeah. And Alaska's full of very dense populations. All our places, even our small towns, are like cities. Yeah. We got out west, they call town Bethel, they called it the Paris of the Kuskokwim. It's just something, but I'm not sure how they got that reputation. I was just saying about our homelessness, we need to look at doing things different. The Medicaid community housing scam, it's not the way to go. We need to do something completely different, and we need new people, new ideas, out of the box thinking, not what the elite are pushing on us or how they run the whole cycle and system that is paying them good and keeping them employed. We need to get the actual problem fixed. So we need to look at new ways to do it. And I just wanted to mention that it's something I really want to work hard on up here.
All right. You need to go, man, because you got a bunch
of
work.
Man, you have a good day.
Okay.
Thank you for coming on. Seriously.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome. But before you go, where can my audience find you?
You can find me online, AlaskensVoteBob.com. That's Alaskans with an S, AlaskansVoteBob.com. I'm on Gab. I got a Getter account. I'm on Facebook. I got YouTube channel. I got a Gab TV channel. I got a BitChute channel. I got Rumble. Honest, I'm out there, man. Just look for me. Come say hi.
Yeah, okay. And ladies and gentlemen,
AlaskansVoteBob.com. AlaskansVoteBob.com.
Yeah, and I'll make sure to when I take a trip up there, I might stop by, so we can go fishing together or something like that.
Reach out, man. We'll set something up.
All right. I'm Ray. I'm Ray from the Ray Infinity Show podcast. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share and turn on notifications. I'm Ray. Peace.